So Nutria are from native in South America. They came into North America and into Oregon in particular as part of the fur trade. They were brought in and raised captive in fur farms. At one point, I believe it was sometime in the 60s, the fur prices really dropped on Nutria. So you had people that had spent a bunch of money to bring them in here, and rather than kill them or continue to raise them at a loss of money, they just let them go. And so those Nutria have really thrived here in the Willamette Valley. Our temperatures are somewhat mild, and not as warm as South America where they came from, but fairly mild winters and a lot of water, a lot of wetland areas and river areas where they do very well. You can find Nutria about anywhere where you can find water.
Really?
Yeah, they're not that they're everywhere, but they do prefer a little bit slower water. You find them throughout the Willamette River system. They're very common at the Delta wetlands area. You'll find them out at Fern Ridge and the wetlands area out there and throughout West Eugene. You don't tend to find them as much in the colder, faster moving water, but you do have them in the McKenzie River, just not in as great a numbers as you have in the slower, warmer water. Nutria have had a pretty big impact on some habitat restoration projects. Even here in Eugene, where you look at the Delta wetlands area in downtown Eugene there's been a lot of habitat restoration work, and the city's gone in and tried to reestablish native vegetation, and they've had a lot of problems from Nutria coming in and eating that vegetation and killing it and preventing it from getting established. So you have, in the city of Albany's had the same issues with some habitat restoration projects they've done. You've also got problems with safety and dike stability. When you look at the Eugene Water and Electric Board, they've got a canal that directs water to some power generation facilities, and Nutria boreholes, bore dens into that canal bank, and potentially then cause a safety issue if that canal were to give way and break because of those Nutria dens. There's been a variety of efforts to try to get money to do Nutria eradication, but it's not as easy to get money to do the work as people might think. So Nutria, because they're not native here, because they do impact the natural systems through both eating vegetation and then competing with the native species like muskrat, they are classed as an invasive species, and there's no protections on them. So people can catch them, kill them, trap them, things to get rid of them, but there's not a concerted government effort right now to do that eradication work. If a farmer's losing crop dollars to Nutria, losing crop value, that's something that they burden on themselves, and they generally don't get reimbursed for that.